Plan is to build a production-ready kitchen inside of this space using Form's catalog. So if you've never used Form before, head over to your extensions. You'll have installed this previously. Extensions, Form, Open Library, and this will open up your library. And you'll be greeted with the front page. First thing that you want to do when you open up a new drawing or a new document is select where you're going to save out the cabinets to. So you go into Settings, choose Output Folder, and then choose the location that the items will be saved into. Hit Save. That'll then fix the location. You need to do that on every new opening of SketchUp. Otherwise, you won't be able to import these units in. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to filter the space so that we're only looking at kitchen cabinets. But for now, I'm just going to look at base cabinets and in-frame. So this is the entire of the in-frame catalog that we can search through. To minimize the Form library, just hit the red square up in the top right corner, and that'll bring it into this much smaller report. We're going to be focusing on this elevation here. So I've got working from right to left, I've got a double drawer, a drawer above with a hinge door below. There's then a long 3-drawer cabinet for a hob, and then the far right cabinet on the left, which is a drawer above a drawer. So I'm going to go in and search for my first cabinet, which is in frame, 2 drawers, one above the other. I'm going to click on it in the library and then click my SketchUp viewport. And then that's it, brought in. I'm going to position this into place so that it is in the right place. I can bring that up for 30mm, and then we can start bringing in the other cabinets. I've got that. I then want a drawer right hand above, so we'll click on that again, highlighted in blue, insert into model just by clicking in the viewport space. Then a larger 3-drawer unit that I might actually swap out for a much larger 4-drawer unit. So highlighted in blue. Placed in the space. And then I've got another single unit there. I think that's another single unit. It is. Single drawer. We'll put an in frame, 2-drawer front, 2 drawers below. Minimize. Position the unit. And then what I'm going to do is edit these cabinets now. So we've got our cabinet. If I hide that for now, we've got our cabinet run. And now what I just want to do is go in and make the drawer the same height so that these are all the same. And then I'll edit the depths as well. So to edit a cabinet, what you want to do is click on the cabinet in question. So we'll change this middle one. Click on the cabinet, right click, scroll down to form and then edit source file. This will then bring up edit mode. And you're editing the cabinet that has been saved out. This is a local file that you're editing. I'm just going to right click dynamic components and bring up all of the component options. Now I want this cabinet width at 1200. And then I want to have the depth of the unit at 560. So I'm going to double click into the cabinet itself, click on the cabinet, and then you can see cabinet overall depth there. I'm going to change that there. I don't want to do anything else right now with the exception of changing that drawer box height. That's 160 mil. Okay, we'll leave that. I'm going to save that. Exit out of the model. And then when you've clicked inside of the model into your main model, hit refresh. And you'll see it's brought in the unit with the updated size. So I'll do that again for this unit here. Right click, form, edit source file. And we're going to be editing this top drawer that I want to be 160 mil. So top drawer is now 160 mil. I now want to go into the drawer itself and just change the height of the drawer so it doesn't bind with the capping. So I'm going to double click on the drawer box. You see drawer box internal height. I'm going to make that 80 mil. That's then dropped the size of it. Pop that back in there. And that's our unit that's changed there now. Again, I'm going to save it, exit, click inside of my model, hit refresh. And just like that, it's updated. So I'm going to go along and I'm going to change these two units now as well, so that that all matches. So you don't have to use the on-click function to open up the drawer to then change the drawer front. You can just click on the drawer front itself, and then it will bring up the drawer box dimensions inside of it. I'm going to save that. You can do multiples to change all the units and then just hit refresh. And you'll see that this will change the units. There we go. So that they all match. Wonderful. Okay. That is then those units done. This looks too busy for my... Okay, but we'll leave it at that for now, for the dishwasher. And then I need to make that... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to exit. Don't save. We'll do this again. Edit, form, edit source file. What I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the size of the width of the cabinet so that we've got an opening of 600. So we'll do this at 640. For our dishwasher. I'm then going to remove the base and the plinth feet from it. I'll just hide that for now. Remove the internal drawers because we don't need those. Okay. And then what we'll do is to edit the top depth. I'm just going to bring in the component attributes table, and then I'm going to scroll to the top panel, and then len y, that is the length of the depth of the unit. Now, this you'll see has already got a calculation in it. I actually just want this to be a rib over the top. So we'll pop this at 80 mil. with a frame of a cabinet. What I'll then do is I will look at the Z. So this is actually going to be off the floor. So 0. Wonderful. Okay. And we've got a unit now that is got a left and a right panel and something for us to fix our end panel. I'm going to save that and then click in and refresh. So as you see, we've now got our dishwasher cabinet, if you like. This elevation here, we've got a unit, fridge unit. Okay, so we'll start on the fridge unit. And that is just going to be a tool stacked. Search for the one that I'm looking for. I'm not looking for wardrobes, but I am looking for a door that runs top to bottom with, there we go. Left hand empty, and then I want a stacked oven drawer. So I'm going to go back into categories, all spaces, kitchen. And then this is tall unit. And we've got a single oven with a drawer above, inset. There we go. Okay, so do is I'm just going to place this in here. And go there. Okay, and the next one, we've got a 300 cabinet next to it actually as well. So later that it's 2.3. I'm going to edit this cabinet. So right click, form, edit source file. And then I want the height of this to be 2300. And there we go. Save, close, refresh the drawing. And there we go. That is fine. This email and then return. So whatever that is there, that'll be our next little cabinet. Okay. So I'm going to put a slim open cabinet, 194 mil. Fine. Okay. With shelves running up it. All categories. All spaces. What I might do is do this one instead, actually. So that's in frame with, this is going to have two shelves evenly spaced. Yeah. Stick you where I want you to be. And the depth I want is 236. The width I want is 236. So right click on the cabinet, form, edit source file. And I want a cabinet width 236 and a height of 2300. See, each of those have now changed. I'm going to save. We'll probably change this later. For now, refresh. Okay. Yeah, we'll change that later to be something a little more interesting, but we'll move on to the cabinet now on the right-hand side. So up here, I just want a door that comes down to here, and then we're going to put an open cabinet. But first, I need to increase the height of these so that this aligns with this here. So I'm going to right click, form, edit source file. And I know that the height of this point to the bottom of there should be 870. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to look at the top drawer height and then work my way down with these. Cabinet width, bottom drawer height. Let's put that at 400. 831. It needs to be 870. So we're 39. So let's put that at 200. 420. Or let's change that to 160. So it matches up with the other side. The cabinet 824, 824, what is it? 70, 46 mil, 466. Okay. I'm going to hit save on that unit. So now I can work on this cabinet here. So what I want to do is 660. I want a unit, an empty unit at the bottom, and a drawer door unit at the top. So let's go back into here. And what I want is a door swinging right. Right-hand door with a single shelf in. That'll do. Yeah. Right-hand door, single shelf. And this is going to go up here. So I'm going to position that into place. Okay. And now we're going to get rid of these extensions and get it to fit there. So I'm going to take my dimension so I know what height it is. It needs to be 828. Right click, form, edit source file. And the first thing that I want to do on here, so this is going to be 828 in height. And then I want to remove all the plinth feet from the unit because we don't need those in this cabinet. And then back into this model, I'm going to double click on the face frame. No, we're not. We're going to just click into the model, plinth height, and we're going to put 0. And that'll bring that all the way down to lose its legs. File, save, exit that there. Hit refresh. Okay. That's unit there. So we've got that. And then now we just need this open cabinet. So what I will do is, because we're going to have a stone top on this, I'll just put in the stone top now, 10 mil. And then this stone top's going to go all the way into the back of here. Okay. The stone guys are not going to be happy with me. We now just need an empty cabinet in here. So I'm going to open up this, remove the filter, all spaces, all categories, base cabinet, in frame. I'm going to put open. No, we're going to put in frame, and I just want the empty one. So again, bringing that in there. Hide that there. Okay. And we'll move this into place. Okay. And then this one, because I'm not going to have a bottom on it, what I want to do is I'm just going to take the overall height, so 612, open this up, edit source file. This might take a little bit of fiddling around with. I'm going to remove the plinth feet like I did before. Change the plinth height to 0. What we're actually just going to do is I'm going to remove the plinth, that bottom section, and I'm going to remove the base panel. Go back into dynamic components and component attributes. Find the left and the right panel in the cabinet. So double click on the cabinet and you can edit the features inside. And then I'm going to go into here, Z, I'm just going to put 0. And that'll offset the bottom here so that it is aligning with the bottom of the cabinet. What I'm also going to do while I'm in here is I need to change the, what we got there, that's 672, 30 mil. Okay. 672. And the height of the unit needed to be 612. Okay. So close that, 612. It's all changed there. What I'm also just going to do is I'm going to go into this, right click the cabinet, and I just want to change this something like oak, just to show that it is going to be open. Click inside my model, hit refresh. And then I just need to position this into place again. We've got our open area now. What I'm going to do is we've got a big gap there. So I'm going to increase this by 30 mil and increase this one by 30 mil in width. Right click, edit source file. We're just going to increase the width of this to 630. Hit save, close that, go into this one, right click, form, edit source file. I want that at 630. Hit save, go back into the model. We're just going to hit refresh. And that's been updated, and I can move on now. Okay, so what else do we have? That's that done. I need to stick my I'm just going to make that piece of stone a group. Oh, what have I just done there? Okay. Now I'm going to put the end panels, put in the end panels here. So to do end panels, at the moment, what you want to do is find something with an empty cabinet and bring an empty cabinet in. And we'll bring in 2 because we've got 2 end panels to do. What I will be doing in future is having in the add-ins section, if I go into add-in, in the add-in section, what I will have later on is end panels and frames and those sorts of common details that you will be able to drag in. But for now, as I said, go for the end panels. Kitchen, all categories, base, all types in the frame. Just choose something with a door. I'll hide that and then go into the end panel. So we've got a left and a right. I'm just going to edit from source file. And I'm just going to remove everything from here as I don't need it. I'm going to exit out of that, save, hit refresh. and I've got my end panel there. What I'm just going to do now is I'm going to rotate it. I'll stick it in its position. And then what I want to do is I'm just going to make this. So this is 22 mil at the moment. I'm going to make this 20 mil, this end panel here, so that we don't have to see that joint line and so that it looks correct. So I'm just going to click on the model itself, face frame thickness, horizontal and vertical. I'm just going to put a 20 mil, and I'll change that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click inside and then right click on this and make it unique. I'm going to double click in it again, and then I'm going to extend this out 20 mil this side, so that we've got one at 20 mil and one at 40 mil. And I'm going to save that. I'm going to exit, click in the model, hit refresh. Oh, we're back to the front here. Okay. There we go. That makes more sense. Okay. And that's been brought in there. So we've got our scribe on the left-hand side now, and we've got our unit that will sit there within the frame. I am going to do the same on this side. So right-click, form, edit source file. Remove everything that I don't need. And then face frame vertical, 20 mil. Double click on the right hand side this time, right click, make it unique. Double click into it again and just add the amount of scribe that you need onto that side. I'm going to put 20 mil on there. We're done there. Save. Click inside the model, hit refresh. Okay, position that in there. And that's our end panel in. So what we've got there, we've got our end panels, we've got our worktop. We've now just got to stick in a skirting, add in your coving. And what time is it? It's 10:40 now. So it'll be a little under 45 minutes that we've got to this stage with all of the units that are fully clickable. I will add in the floor skirting. This is just for show for this one. So that's going to be 120 mil. We'll just do this in a block, 15 mil. With a small chamfer. Okay. As in my scribe that I've there. This come round. This will come around here. Come around here, which will go down into the wall. Okay, there is our second plinth. Make group. Make that a group. that there. I want 500. What I'm just doing now is I'm just adding in the visuals for the kitchen. 800. Your appliances and that sort of thing. Okay. Then we've got our sink in here that's going to sit in the middle. So I'm going to bring you up. A nice wide sink, 440. 100. Save that. Right. Close you. I'm going to remove at 180. Okay. I'm going to now remove the top panel from this or reduce it so that we've got enough space. I'm going to right click on this unit, form, edit source file. And I want to reduce the top, this top to a strip. So right click dynamic components, component attributes. And then I'm going to search down for the cabinet. So double click, cabinet, all of the cabinet components are here. I want to reduce the top to 80 mil. So I'm looking for len y, which is the depth. And rather than this equation, I'm just going to put 8. And you see that's reduced that there. What I will also do is, while we're in here, do my service cutout. Just so that I've got it in there already. I'm going to hit save, exit out of that, and then hit refresh. Let the unit refresh. And then what we should have is, so I can hide that unit and you can see that it's brought in the details that we've got. I'll unhide, file, unhide all. So we've now got that. I'm going to just increase the size of that by 60. Okay, so we've got our tap now. Kitchen's coming along. It's 10:47, so we've been going at this for just over 45 minutes now. And we are at a point that you could quite happily take this into production using the different cabinet sizes. Oh, I need to do this end panel here. So I'll go back in. So we're just choosing any unit with a door at the moment, any single base unit with a door. Let's put empty. All spaces. Go. Add you in. Right click, form, edit source file. Delete you. And then I want to reduce the vertical width to 20 mil. And we're going to make it 2.3. In height, 600 mil should be still okay. So I'll save that out. So I'm going to click, refresh. And there's our end panel there. I need to add in for this right-hand side. So what do we have there? 30, an additional 30 mil. So right click, form, edit source file. We're doing this left hand. So I'm going to double click in, right click, make unique, double click again, and then I'm going to add the 30 mil scribe that it asked for, or that we need. Hit save or Control S, and then we'll hit refresh. What I will say is that if you do edit something, so what I'll show you here, if I open up this unit here, edit source file, and then you've changed something inside of this cabinet, and then forget to click inside of this model and hit refresh first, the manual way of updating the file is just to right click, form, and then sync from source, and that'll update it to its latest file. What we've also got here is that's all good. That's all done. So I think now it's just a case of updating the colors in this. So you'll see that it brought it in white on the externals. And then as standard, we've got this white melamine internal. To change the colors of the unit, right click on the component, go into edit source file. And then when you're inside of it, click on the cabinet. If we want to change the cabinet to oak veneer with oak edging, I'm going to hit apply. And then I want to change the drawers as well to oak. So I'm going to click on the drawer, change material of the drawer to oak, and I'm going to change the edging as well to oak. And you've got to do that for each of the units. And then exit out of that, hit save, and then right click, form, sync from source, proxy successfully synced. So there we go. We've now got a carcass with oak veneer carcassing. That one we didn't change, so that was what it was previously. This is the newer version. I'm going to hit refresh just on there. And that is, what time is it? We've been going for 56 minutes, and we've got a kitchen that is designed, and with the exception of the coving that's on there, ready to work into your production schedule. From nothing to something in 56 minutes. That's form in a kitchen setting. Any questions, please do contact me.